What's cracking, people? It's your man Cousin T, aka the Alpha Wingman, representing high-level technicians operating globally and beyond. So listen, today, as promised, I am going to cover the 85 octane, which for all intents and purposes completes the entirety of the octane spectrum. We started with the outlier, then we went to the diesel, then the 100, the 92, 89, 87, and now we've made it to the 85. Now, this particular breakdown is going to go exclusively to the Patreon side because I have some very choice observations about the 85 octane, and I'm not going to separate the sexual side of the 85 octane from the overall breakdown, because in the select manosphere space, even though we like to share our experiences, we like to analyze the data, we like to look at the entire holistic picture of a particular case study, there still are elements that are used for political means in the public space. And in order to have an open and honest observation and to get down to the nitty gritty as far as what we personally experience, or me, myself, personally experienced with this particular grade, I can't help but to get into the political aspect of it. And I try to keep, religion and politics and, hot button issues off of the YouTube side because of the censorship. But let's be clear. I've already presented the data. This is 12% of the Black American female population. And this particular octane is paraded around like a circus act. And we're used to that being the case. Even going back to Sarah Bartman, who was literally paraded around for her extreme features. She's the one who had an enormous derriere, and it was something that was all a rave back in the 1700s or the late 1700s and 1800s, early 1800s, before she passed in 1815. But there were so many cultures that she was paraded around in front of as a representation of an entire continent. When you think about it, the same thing happens with the 85 octane. You see the 85 octane in popular culture. You see the 85 octane in the drama series, the Basketball Wives, and the whitewashed trash they like to put off as hip-hop music. But again, like I said, I won't get too far on that. All this is an exercise in a scarcity mindset. If the perception of people who have not interacted with the vast, diverse variety within just Black American female culture, you can't even begin to open your mind towards the value in the diversity of interacting with women among the spectrum of the Octane series. And now we've come 360 full circle back to why I felt that the Octane observation series was important, because anytime you've got a media that can cultivate the attention and the mindset and perception, which is the most important word, the perception of a people by just focusing on the marginal elements within a society, then you've got people feeling that the entire population isn't worth observing, or the entire population doesn't have value. You're looking at two marginal aspects of an entire population. One being the 85 octane, who is ratchet, is going to nail shops that abuse them. And two, you're looking at the 92 octanes, the one that choose to not only wear the mask of the power structure, but speak the language of the power structure, but also engage in the activity of the power structure, which you saw highlighted in the Geiger case, right? Where you have this judge and the bailiff and all these people clamoring to hug this cold-blooded killer. People look at that and they say, oh my gosh, Black women are sellouts. Black women don't want to work with the black man. Black women are, not worth coming to the bargaining table with to make some pathway forward. And then you put the cherry on top of K. Michelle. Lord have mercy. You know what? There's another podcast that I'm gonna make. I was not gonna say anything about K. Michelle until I heard this one. God bless it. This one quote. And when I make this podcast about that one quote, you will see why a space like this is so important. Because the difference between someone who observes situations like that from a scarcity mindset and someone who observes a situation like that from an abundance mindset is like night and day. But that's why you have your cousin here. That's why you have the select manosphere. So gentlemen, let's get into it. Now, the 85 octane